All right, so we're going to get right into it. I don't feel like we need a review at this point. They're going to manipulate you. So, this segment, more Veloma threats, more outlandish threats, more trying to, the way they make the jerks seem like pedos. Um, and then the NZ lady comes on at the end, wrong or right, she runs the channel. I mean, this is a clusterfuck. But just the tackiness of this entire thing, the you agree with me or you're a pedo, no, that's not cool.
Was November 8th, 2021. I haven't had any correspondence with her since. I don't have any desires of any kind to have any correspondence with her. Personally, myself, I never for 1 minute thought that she had passed. To this day, I don't believe it.
Well,
But
put the story in context, Griffey. There was people, Chip was telling people, and other people were telling people.
So she's telling Griffey, put this in context. Like, you're not telling this right. You hear that? Hold on. Listen back to this. Ewok, we have a problem. Why are you running this? And the way Griffey tells it.
The moment. Very curious.
I was thinking the same thing because I was around for all of that. I remember that night.
Yep.
Griffey gave every dime back. Everything.
Oh, you guys should have been there after that stream. I got an earful from Miss Chip herself.
Oh, I bet you did.
So yeah, the last time that I spoke to Chip was November 8th, 2021. I haven't had any correspondence with her since. I don't have any desires of any kind to have any correspondence with her.
Okay, so hold on.
Personally,
this is important because Carl is saying, so the same day Chip posted that grooming video was the same date she last spoke to Chip. Interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I would say so.
I really don't believe.
Wow. So she says her last correspondence was the actual day that the grooming video was posted by Chip. I say that's more than a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences like that. There are no coincidences like perfectly made like that.
Right.
Just in my opinion. Oh, and whether Veloma was involved, I can't say because I don't know who Veloma was before. I don't know who Veloma was when she was here before. I have no clue because I never saw the name Veloma until, she went up on Just the Receipts. And then shortly after she came to me on my channel, I didn't know her name before. So she could have very well been one of these people. I can't say if she was or she wasn't. I have no idea. As you said, was Veloma a part of this? I can't tell you because I don't know who she was before. I don't have any clue. Only Veloma can prove who she was before, right? Like, so Veloma could have been in there under any name and I would never know what that was.
Right.
All right, Benny's back.
I keep getting booted, my bad.
That's okay. No worries.
Myself, I never for 1 minute thought that she had passed. To this day, I don't believe it.
Well,
so why does Bombshell want Veloma to be involved in the PDF file ring? Why? So she can say, this is just a guess. But they left it open for people to just guess. Because at this point, they're just making shit up. This entire live, they're making shit up. If Veloma, who has been terrorized by Bombshell and Tiffany Marie, if you weaponize someone's trauma by having a fucking Discord full of their information, by slandering them all over, saying you didn't even raise that child, he didn't die like you said. We just heard Benny Key say that. Where'd he get that? He got that from Bombshell and Tiffany Marie. She's been publicly defaming Veloma all over. And the one thing Veloma says to her, which I love, by the way, I could wake up at that as my fucking alarm every day. It would seem the way Bombshell has went after her, if she could paint Veloma in this light, that would do nothing but help her come back. Same with Tiffany Marie. So, serious motive to discredit Veloma. And that needs to be highlighted. I wish I could stand up for the other people, but I don't know them. Again, I would be fair to BK and Tiffany Marie if they're valid or their arguments were valid. I have to give Tiffany credit here by saying, I don't know. Bitch, you do know because this whole thing is fabricated. Okay? You just don't want to go to jail for slander. Bombshell's just a fucking idiot. And honestly, you all should be sued for this shit. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Put the story in context, Griffey. There was people, Chip was telling people, and other people were telling people that Chip was very sick. Very sick. There were a range of stories that were going round and about, even before that whole stream, of what was wrong with Chip. It was the reason that, again, Griffey had been sent to that channel to assist. Griffey had only been at Nita's for a couple of weeks.
No, ma'am, summertime. What Carl is saying is that the video was posted. He's saying the date of the video being posted. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carl. I don't want to speak for you. He's saying that the date, from what I hear, is the date of the video, the grooming video she posted, and the date that Griffey last spoke to her match up. So the date of the video being posted. So please follow with us. I'm very familiar with your comments as of late, so you might want to try lightly because I'm really not in the mood. This shit's disgusting. That's all I ask, is that you just be respectful. I mean, because of course I would hope that you care about these children, especially if you have children of your own.
And Nita had said, go over there to help this person. And she did. Griffey figured out that.
All right, so now that Carl said yes, correct, that's what he's trying to say. So like summertime, when you come in here and say no, you're trying to confuse people in my chat, and I'm not going to let that happen. So just please don't do that again, is all I ask, because I want everybody here to be able to follow what they're saying without interference, like these ladies did up here trying to confuse everyone. We're going to make sure no one gets confused about this and takes away from the message that Carl is trying to relay to everyone here. The date of the video was posted the same day Griffey said her last communication was with her. Very simple to follow.
Okay, you don't want to dilute Carl's message, okay? Again, outsider's perspective. Aren't you playing a circle jerk or the jerks video? So aren't you? Where's Carl's video? Did I miss that somewhere? I did. I know I skipped forward for this audience, but I know you're playing the same video as when I ended the last part. So how exactly are you conveying Carl's message from his video if you're not playing it to say what his message is? Because right now, the message that I'm getting from this entire live is, if you don't agree with Carl, Tiffany Marie, Jenna, and BK, you're a pedophile or part of a pedophile ring, and you're going to jail. Because BK is going to put the silver bracelets on you. Because he's got as many arrests as Ernie Shell. So that's the message I got from all of this. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can help me out if I'm missing something.
She didn't need an earpiece to be able to have the words on screen translated because she couldn't read. She could read them. She was answering things when she didn't have the earpiece in. It does make you question if somebody would lie about something so basic as that. What were they actually ill with in the first place? I heard Ziggy a few nights ago testify.
I'm really hoping they're going to retract some statements soon, these button bitches. I'm just going to wait for that.
No, that's not going to happen. You know.
Yeah, like, are they going to stand by supporting this this behavior, I'm very curious. And who's going to hold their feet to the fire when they do it? Like, who in this community is going to give a fuck?
Okay. So when has that ever worked for anyone ever? I know I found this out the hard way. Okay, trial and error. If I want to hold someone's feet to the fire, they meet me with resistance. Or I could just say, let's have a mutual conversation where we have mutual ground. I usually get a lot farther. So who granted anyone here the responsibility to hold other people's feet to the fire? Who? And Tiffany Marie, when has that ever worked for you? See, it works for your audience who are mindless fucking sheep. Let's be real. Call it like we see it. No critical thinking skills because, and I'm not calling them stupid, I read you why. They've got an emotional problem going on in your chat right now. They're being manipulated. Therefore, when they're spun out like that, they have zero critical thinking skills. You're doing it on purpose. So, I'm not wrong. I'm not making fun. This is not a personal attack. That's science. Now, whose responsibility is it? Oh, whoever you deem necessary? Is that where Bombshell comes in? Is that where Jenna comes in? Who else are you going to make pick up a sword for you to defend you and Carl and BK's honor? Because right now it's looking like the godfather, the godmother, and the fucking court jester, okay, are recruiting lieutenants. And those lieutenants have mods, aka enforcers. And they go around and get compliant. I seen you over there. I seen you over there. I can only imagine how your fucking discords go. I've never been on a Discord. Discord is the AIDS of social media. But YouTube's not much better. I see what mods do. They go from channel to channel, screenshotting this, sending it over here. You aren't allowed to do this. You aren't allowed to. Whoa. This is crazy and unacceptable. People, you're the majority. Walk away.
Oh, they will. Believe me, they will.
Hope so. Because like their whole entire chat, all their comment sections should be blowing up right now. They're defending this child grooming on the internet, preying on children, and possibly the worst case scenario. I have no idea. I don't know what these people are capable of or what they've done, but it does not look good at all. And if you missed it, go back to where I'm playing the woman with the hat on who doesn't have any hair. She's got real dark circles under her eyes. Those videos are extremely important. They were played in the beginning of this. They're on Carl's channel. Someone could drop his link, please. And even the video links, if you have them, I could put those video links again in the chat. It's very important people listen to those. Let me actually do that.
Defy to the world, everybody, that Chip was indeed very seriously ill, and that, in her words, she had cancer.
Cancer. That's the first time that I'd heard that. I had heard that she had some kind of surgery, and it was a.
Well, she was dying over here, and she's got autism over there. Because a dying person would not be, a person that a bunch of children would want to, hang out with on the regular, normally, but they would be willing to hang out with someone who might have autism like them. So they're not only preying on vulnerable children, they're preying on vulnerable children who have autism. Like she actually asks for specific children with specific needs. Yeah, please do defend this, Circle Jerks. I would love to see the day.
A robotic surgery and it messed up or something.
Well, isn't that kind of the problem? If there was a legit reason, there would be no need for 110 different stories, right?
Right.
It was weird to me that Ziggy knew all about this. You weren't even there, Ziggy. You weren't part of that.
Well, thank you for telling us, Ewok bitch, that you were. Thank you so much. Let's listen to this again. Hold on a sec. I could fucking spin around in circles around each one of you button booty bitches up here that have never shown your single face. Not a single one of them. Why are they all hiding behind little avatars like Chip was talking about. They all have their own individualized names that no one knows who they are, and little caricatures, right? Little avatars. No one knows their identities either. Are you some of Chip's victims as well? Like, why were you going to explain this? Why has no one shown their face? No one on these circle jerk streams, not a single one has ever shown their real face. These are people hiding. Why? I think it's kind of clear, like, to me. You don't trust faceless people on the internet. Don't even trust people who show their face on the internet, regardless.
Okay, now she's just rambling like a fucking idiot. Don't trust nameless, faceless people. I do kind of feel the same about that, but that's just a personal choice. I'm not going to say I'm going to throw them all out. I do understand why they do not want to show their faces, because the way you assholes are acting. Up until the end, you had me thinking you are about to call people that don't show their face PDF files on the internet, because your entire 2 hours of your life, you've been doing that. Then you ramble on, okay, well, don't even trust people that show their face on the internet. Okay, so technically, you don't have your face showing. Technically, sometimes you do show your face. So that same thing goes for you, because you just said it. Oh, okay, well, don't even trust people that show their face. Wow. That was worth interrupting the live and, rambling on about. So, okay.
So these ladies have something in common with the children that Chip is trying to prey on the internet. They all have their own little names assigned to them, and no one knows what any of them look like.
Okay. The mental gymnastics right now are insane. Insane. Listen to what she says after this.
And they're pretty childlike in nature, don't you say? I mean, look at Ewok here. Look at Tangeray. Are those your avatars you use on the internet when you're searching for 16 and under kids? Because it kind of looks like you could be doing that. These even look like children's hands behind here. I'm just saying, like, we got a thing for kids or what? Circle jerks. Those are not adult hands, if I don't say so. But I don't know. Who am I? That's just my opinion.
Honestly.
Okay. Mad or not, that's some bullshit. And when kids are playing, like, and they're all, that's what those hands are in the back. Clearly. It's like a group kid thing. I don't fucking know. So, is that the new normal now? Everyone that doesn't agree with me is a pedophile. If that's the standard you're setting, that's a mighty dangerous one. Again, I've called people pedophiles on the internet. Still do. If they meet the criteria. You're just calling whoever the fuck you don't like a pedophile. I'm sure you'll call me one. I don't care. It's already been done. Don't care. I already know the truth. But if that's the standard you want to set, what do you think your audience is feeling right now if they disagree with you? That you're going to call them a pedophile? And you will.
If they are standing behind this and they was there the whole time,
yeah,
I don't put nothing past them at all.
I don't either. I'm very concerned. Like, this is one of the worst. This is one of the worst.
Right.
Call for president.
Yeah, right. Okay. I'll keep playing. There's a lot here, and I don't even know how we're gonna cover it all, but it's so important we do.
Telling people.
I don't think it'll be too bad because we do have timestamps, but I don't know. This is a lot.
People and other people were telling people that Chip was very sick. Very sick. There were a range of stories that were going round and about.
Chase the Truth was in on that too.
All right, Shuby Mom, listen. I just thank you for your super chat, but I need you to know this is not a gay thing, as you said. I don't want you know what? Actually, I am going to delete your super chat, and I thank you. So it's going to go to whatever charity that YouTube picks when I delete I have no idea. They send them to charity, allegedly. That's what I've always heard. When you delete a super chat, it gets sent to charity of sorts, right? I don't know which one, but that is not going to come to me. I'm not going to receive your $5 because no one made this into a gay issue, and we will not make it into a gay issue in my chat either. And I want anyone to even acknowledge what that person just said. You're not going to distract like that. This is not a gay issue. This is these are two lesbian women who are looking for little kids on the internet, little boys in particular. Women. So like, yeah, okay. So we have 3. So it's not a gay thing. These are facts, okay? And I'm not gonna keep that from the public. So this is a gay issue. I just need that to be clear. And you're not gonna do that because we're not gonna turn this into a gay thing here, because we know where it goes once you even mention that. So I just ask my mods, don't let that happen. We're gonna keep it pushing. Thank you though, Shuby Mom. You wasted $5 to tell us we're doing something we're not. All right, don't do that.
Okay, so Benny totally made it into a gay issue when he said all gay people are going to hell. Well, he didn't have the balls to say it, but that's what he was saying, essentially. So yeah, fuck you, fuck him. Anyways, we're gonna keep moving on. So I skipped forward that Lady NZ or whatever is coming on the panel. You don't miss anything. I don't think they threaten anybody else. They pulled Chasing Truth into this. And I mean, it's the same names. They've defamed pretty much everyone today. Everyone is a pedophile that's ever disagreed with them.
All right, let me keep playing this till she comes up.
Rather than just going with what everybody else wants, there was people saying 100 different things. Jace was in the middle of it all. People were all back and forth. They didn't know what was happening. And Griffey was like, hold up. This is not good. I'm not standing by this. And she refunded it all. There are
No,
people
she didn't.
who don't speak to either myself or Griffey or a whole lot of people.
Hi, MZ. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you? All right. So I don't know you. I haven't been properly introduced to you. Benny's up here. Jen is up here. We're kind of,
Hi, Ben.
Hey.
Hey,
kind of digging into the situation with Mystery Angels and the situation she has going on over on Smule with the 16 and under kids. And a lot of questions have been coming up in the chat about you and maybe possibly your involvement with them. Is there anything that you can fill us in on possibly, or correct or add
Absolutely.
to the conversation? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
First of all, I do own Mystery Angels. Okay. I did not know any of the content that was on Mystery Juniors until Carl put out a video, his first video. That's when I found out that content was on there.
Are you in charge of Mystery Angels Junior as well as Mystery Angels?
I didn't know until that day that it was a brand account, that they were together, that I actually had access to it.
But you've never touched it or known about it. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so this was off her.
The content, correct, Miss MZ? I'm sorry for stepping over.
I didn't hear you, Benny. What?
Are you? Am I safe to assume that you aren't the one that's removing the juniors' content?
I privated the content after I saw Carl's because I panicked that it had to do with children. I didn't want anybody else to get hurt from it. I didn't know. The content is still there. It's privated. I did not delete anything.
Can you please put it back public, MZ? Like right now?
I will.
All right.
Yes, I will.
All right. And then, okay. So when you say that you privated it because there were children,
I had no idea what was going on until I saw Carl's Enchanted Life.
Are you up here by me, MZ? I think I hear a northern, like a northeast accent.
I'm in Jersey. I'm in Jersey.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So, is there something in particular that kept you from telling anybody about what you found, possibly?
Is there any? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Is there anything in particular that stopped you from telling people what you have seen over there when you were privating it?
It was never discussed on Mystery Angels that I had taken over the platform yet. If anybody knew Mystery Angels, Chip had always said that if she ever left, someone else would have control of it. I took over Mystery Angels and got involved in it after Griffey left, a few weeks after. Now, Griffey said the last interaction she had with Chip was on the 8th. Well, I call bullshit because I have a video, a recording of her calling Chip and leaving Chip a message, several of them on November 22nd.
Oh boy.
So you might want to check her dates. Yeah. I had nothing to do with juniors. And I'm sure with all the research that Enchanted Life Path did, he would have found me if I had anything to do with it. So instead of going around making all these rumors that I have so much to hide and I have skeletons in my closet from people that I don't even know, including the jerks, get your facts straight. The one you're protecting is the one that made the damage, not me.
Amen.
So if you want to pick on somebody, at least give the facts. Go pick on someone that is not aware of the whole situation.
Now, Ms. MZ, you had said that you had privated some materials from that channel in the attempt to save anyone else from being hurt. Am I correct?
Because Carl was sending everybody the link to go look at the videos. And from
Right.
what I saw of it, it got me sick.
So to assume someone was hurt by your verbiage, do you know who was hurt by
No, I don't.
juniors? Okay.
I don't. My
Okay.
instinct was to make sure nobody else got hurt. That was
Or
it.
anyone got hurt ever,
Anybody.
period, initially.
Period.
Okay.
Absolutely. From
Okay,
what
I
I can
just
see on the
misunderstood what you're saying.
views, from what I can see on the amount of views for those videos, they weren't high, but they still shouldn't be there. I don't support
Correct.
that platform. I don't agree with it, and it should be gone, in my opinion.
I agree.
Okay. Can I just ask, for Carl, he's actually asking, can we get the links even unlisted to every single video? We need the one when she had Summer half naked in a thong. Is privated before the rest, MZ, whatever it takes.
Is it a video from juniors? I don't know the videos, Carl, so
Yeah,
you would have
these
to
are all
help me
from
out
juniors,
here.
the ones
It
that
was
got
going to be a video where she was depicted as a mermaid, topless,
Yeah,
with hair
I
down.
have all the
Okay.
links. He can reach out to me. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you,
Is there a
Ms.
way that you could maybe, is there a way you know how to get a hold of Carl? Are you?
He can email me at mysteryangels247, the same email address that's been there forever.
Okay, so you run the email. Okay,
Mhm.
MZ, this is really important. Okay, so have you ever received any emails from people you may think could be
No.
children?
I've heard from thousands of mystery angels that are concerned about Chip's health and if Chip is alive or not. To this day, I don't know where Chip is. I don't know if she's alive or not. The last anything I heard from Chip was December 26th, the day after Christmas, that she
But
was in the intensive care.
That's actually after we were told she was already dead, though.
Yes, there's a
Yes.
lot of rumors back and forth that she's dead, she's alive, she's dead. I don't know.
But you did talk to her in
December 26th, I got a voicemail from her that she was in an intensive care. When she got out of the intensive care, she would get in touch with me. I have not heard from her since.
But then we have seen the
Hold on a second. Monica,
the
why are
string
you
of
worried
videos
about
on
if you
Shmuel
deleted it or
after
not?
December.
I didn't hear you completely.
I'm sorry,
Benny.
Benny.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jenna.
I was asking Monica why. I mean, I'm glad she didn't delete them so Carl couldn't get them. So that's a good thing.
Absolutely. So if you talked to her, or rather got a notification from her on the 26th, which is 2022, we have her on Shmuel making videos in 2023. So
I didn't know about the Shmuel until I knew that she had the account.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she would make videos that are all over YouTube of her singing.
Correct.
For her subs, whoever, they all love that she sang. She did it on the lives. So she would do it. I had no idea that those videos were there. When I saw it come up from Lisa Kay that posted it, I was shocked. I was like, well, I guess she is alive. I don't know. So that's
So have you tried to ring
she
the
is
number
alive.
she gave you the voicemail from?
Excuse me?
Have you tried to re-ring the number that you received the voicemail
I
notification
have
from?
every connection there is, and she has not answered any of them.
Do they seem to still be active as if the bills have been paid, or do you get some sort of notification that number?
There's no notification. There's no
Okay.
notification.
Fair enough. Thank you.
You would actually see it as if she heard the message I left her, or if she has seen the message that was left.
Okay. Fair enough. You know, I do want to say I really appreciate your transparency, Ms. MZ, for what it's worth.
Thank you.
I don't know, you know, it's not my business what your opinion of me is. I don't have an opinion of
I
you.
don't have an opinion.
Perfect. I know a lot of people do. Most people do.
Yeah, no, I don't.
And
what
I do appreciate so fully you coming forward under your own volition to talk about these things and being receptive to allowing Carl to analyze some of these things. Now, I would preface this by telling you that these materials that you would allow Carl to look at, I will speak for Carl in saying that he has no intentions on retransmitting the imagery, rather more the audio. Thank you so much, madam.
I didn't make them, so they're, I'm not responsible for any of this. And if this is what he has found, then he's entitled to it.
Thank you so much.
MZ, yeah, thank you very much. Have you ever been responsible for uploading anything that like how? Okay,
Chip has done.
So when did you
the last few videos that were uploaded on Mystery Angels, she actually did, from my knowledge, while she was in the hospital. She did them from her phone.
Okay, and you say, do you have the message from Chip saying she was in intensive care? That's important because and I see you here in the States. You can't bring cell phones in like that because it interferes
Well,
with the
that's what she said.
machinery.
It was a sneaky phone call. She's not allowed to have her phone, but she called just to let me know that she would reach out, and I never heard from her since.
All right,
Deb, I don't want to speak for Miss MZ, but in regards to your commentary, I have not heard and deciphered Miss MZ saying that the picture of Summer in that way was appropriate in any way. She has not said that. What she has said is that she would allow Carl to examine.
How could I say anything about the picture?
She hasn't seen it
when I have not seen any of it.
Correct. That's what I decipher as well. So
no, I don't agree with any of it.
Correct. And I will stand in the gap because I did not hear Miss MZ say anything. Now, Miss Jocelyn, this is a process. And like anything that we expect to turn out good, you have to trust the process, right? So whatever you may think Miss MZ has or hasn't done in your opinion, it's your opinion. We will respect your opinion. However, I would just, since the very beginning, the onslaught of this thing, you've been one way. I would ask that you just trust the process here and see how it develops, right? Because I know I've been where you are before and had made these sort of commentaries, and then come to find out I get to the end of the thing, and Carl or some other bright, brilliant mind in the community, Tiffany, whomever, has completely changed the way I looked at it. So it's all about perspective, and I would just ask that you just trust the process for a little bit. I understand. We all understand now. You've made it very clear that you have an opinion on this MC. Now, if you would like to sort of throttle down your opinion and just trust the process, we would really appreciate that. Otherwise, I would maybe suggest that you maybe log off if this is too much for you to watch live. Okay, and with the utmost respect, because we're here.
Carl, excuse me, 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I think at one time through the videos, if I'm not mistaken, Enchanted Path, didn't you question why she's from the UK and the platform is listed in the United States? Because I own the platform. I'm in the United States. So questioning me on whether I own it or not is really crazy at this point in this game anyway.
It certainly is, because what everyone should understand is, for the most part, when you're dealing with dynamics like this, you're not going to be dealing with your just standard typical local law enforcement, right? And in fact, YouTube is primarily, outside of the tit for tat or the swatting or things, it's the jurisdiction of the FBI or the Interpol or the ICP3. So that takes quite a lot longer in some instances in order to organize all those resources. Right now, we also know, and in American law enforcement, there is a certain amount of acceptable collateral loss. So you see that in investigations, for instance, like Fred Hill, right? There was an acceptable loss to allow him to operate to the very day. If you've read his arrest affidavit, the day he first made a controlled sale and the day he was arrested is exactly 2 years. That is what they had, was a 2-year statute, right? So with the government, there's differentials, right? So understanding that a lot of people maybe out of the States don't understand that to American law enforcement, a lot of times there is an acceptable amount, right? So they allowed Fred Hill to continue to manufacture and sell products that were harming the public, maybe even children. You don't know who Fred Hill was selling it to. So he didn't just sell 2 times to the police and never nothing else in 2 years, right? So there was an acceptable amount of loss, and they allowed that loss to happen for the greater good. And that is trusting the process. So I would just ask everyone to please to try to divorce yourself from what your opinion of law enforcement is, and go to the facts if you have a question. If you don't know what the statute of limitations are or anything, you need to go educate yourself, because it is not conducive to making the process more streamlined when we come in with our opinions like these ladies. They think that an apology is enough to cover Valoma from doing 3 years in prison potentially. It is not. It is not. You'll say, please, Jesus, help me, and all that other stuff on your way to prison, and Jesus is not going to come remove you from that. So he's going to let you go through it. So we have to trust the process here. Everyone.
So this is how bad rumors begin, Tiffany and Betty.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. I wanted to
trust the process. Which process are we trusting? The criminal justice process, the ones that are like hired to do a job and then investigate real crimes, take them to the real criminal justice system, or the YouTube criminal justice system, who are actually criminals and do a lot of fuck shit that's actually terrible, and then cry and say, I'm going to arrest you and the cops are coming, and you waste real law enforcement resources and don't respect the law enforcement to begin with. Trust that process? The process where you move the fucking goalposts, the process where everyone that doesn't like what you guys stand for is a pedophile? Everyone that speaks out against you is a pedophile? Trust that process? The process where you break up, make up, break up, make up, but really have been fine the entire time. It's manufactured drama. Is that the process you want people to trust? The sensational process? The manipulative process? Is that the process you now want everyone to trust?
Buy channels as an investment, MZ. Is this what you do? No, I didn't buy the channel.
What was there to buy anyways? I mean,
exactly.
yeah, there's nothing
She
there.
gave
There's no
me
content
ownership of the platform because she was sick. If anyone knew her platform, that everybody's got so much to say, but you don't know the details of the platform. She has always said from day one that when she gets too sick to deal with it, someone else would be taking it over.
I have heard that.
It was her choice. It was her choice. I didn't pick this. It was given to me.
And in some situations, if MZ, I would say, with just looking at it surface layer, you've made the motions to appear like you aren't complicit in any way other, and I'm not putting complicity on you at all, other than just your involvement in owning the channel, because a lot of these things you've said will be fact checked and researched. If it went to law enforcement, did they say, did she know? They'd be able to tell if MZ knew or not. Let's be very clear about that. Okay. So
I'm a black and white person. I don't speak out of line unless I have black and white proof.
Maybe the question was more so like, did you, maybe it wasn't worded quite properly.
Fine, but let's make it clear that I didn't buy no channels.
Okay, so you did not purchase.
Really
all right, we're going to shut that down then, that you did not purchase any channel from Chip. And I think that if you were able to communicate with Carl, that would be like, this is a step in the right direction. I want to kind of echo what Benny just said, because we do have to be fair here to MZ. She showed up, she's answering questions, she is here. And like
all things that a judge in a court of law would find appealing to look at the situation in a different light. Right now, had MZ ran away and never came back, like there are many people that we've been, Susan Brewer is one of them, Lip Lock No More, Fizzle. We have a lot of people that don't come answer the bell. And I have to give MZ credit right off the bat that she came and answered the bell, and she ran towards Carl, not away. Let's remember that too. She's running towards a situation that also contains Carl. And we know Carl to be very brilliant with the forensic analyzing. I feel I've seen the inside of many police investigations, and that dude operates on a level when he's in his zone. You know what I mean? Like, if you're involved, you better get out of the way. And I have to give credit to MZ here wholeheartedly. Now, I do have a question. It's a two-part deal. First part is for Tiffany. Tiffany, I'm not aware of all the monetization dynamics. So when you are monetized, as we all know, Chip was, correct?
Yes, she was.
I don't know anything. I never watched Chip like that.
So May of 22, she monetizes.
I monetize it.
Are you monetizing? Okay, so maybe you can answer this, Miss MZ. When someone sends you a donation via the platform or via any other portals you may have known of, is there any names now that popped up sort of consistently that you would look at it in a different light now?
No, I haven't looked into it that far, Benny, honestly.
Okay, fair enough. No. Do you think that maybe now
there has never been
something you would do?
Chats or thank yous or anything for the platform? So no.
Okay, all right. I was just sort of trying to get a feel for if there was financial contributors for different things that may have propelled.
Not yet. Anyway, no.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. No. So again, have you changed the passwords? Can I ask you that? Like, does she still? Okay, you have changed it. So Chip doesn't. And let me ask you personally. What is Chip's first name? Because I hate calling her Chip. Chip. Okay. So
she came out the womb with the name Chip. Hold on a minute.
Her mother loved Chip and Dale. I wanted to show on TV. Yes.
So do you have? Hold. I don't mean to interrupt you. I feel a little stifled at the moment because I have a bunch of questions running through my head, and I want to let you speak, obviously. But like, I've got a million questions I love to ask you, of course, but I won't ask them all. I don't want to bombard you. I'll leave all that to Carl. So let me ask you, did you ever see any kind of form of ID from Chip? Do you know that her mom named her?
I have all her legal information, all her license, her cards, everything. Yes.
Okay. Do you have like power of attorney over Chip by chance?
No one does. Okay. She was awarded the state.
Do you feel if she was engaged in what we believe to have been these activities, are you in agreement with that? Do you believe that that this was child grooming? Would you agree with that?
I don't have an agreement on it. I wasn't anything part of it. What I saw.
No.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I have to take this over for a second. Hold on, because I have to keep it real for just a moment. You privated those videos because you saw Carl's. So you know what was on them. I'm not going to let
Some
you
of them.
do
I
that
didn't
here.
see them all, but some of them, yes.
Okay, so what you saw, Benny's asking you a question.
They're disgusting.
A yes or no? Yes or no?
Do you think it
Do you-
constituted grooming?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
That's why I said I don't even think that platform should exist.
Only for evidentiary value, I'd say at this point.
I understand that. But
Yes,
if I
ma'am.
had my way, I would have, if I was doing this for anything for me to gain, I would have just deleted the whole platform. I didn't. I just made it private. I knew I was going to be asked for it. So
Fair
what's
enough.
the problem?
Fair enough. I don't think at
Yeah.
this point with any of us there's a problem.
No, the problems that the issues that are coming and people dropping stuff in Purple's platform and Jenna's platform and accusing them of protecting me. No, they're all trying to protect Griffey and Stella. Okay, not me.
So do you
So
have?
they could try to attack me all they want. They're going to get nowhere because you can't manipulate the truth.
Correct.
You can
I mean,
manipulate a lie.
right. And you can, these people come here and they do think they manipulate the truth. To be fair, but that doesn't matter here, right? It's like the apology covers Veloma. No, it doesn't. Not legally, not criminally. So you can skew the perception of some of the people some of the time, but you're not going to skew the perception of all the people all the time.
No.
So with that being said, do you believe in the time span, the 2-month time span from October to or from September to end of November 22nd? You say. Do you think that Stella and Griffey and Chris? Well, now let's exclude Chris because we know by American standards they want to talk to him. They're after to talk to him. But on Griffey and Stella's standards, do you think that anything they were involved in constituted grooming as well? And I don't want you to say yes if you. I don't want you to feel compelled to say yes if you don't actually know.
I don't actually know.
Okay, fair enough. Let me ask you about another apparition on the channel, Savannah Smiles. She's from Houston, Texas.
Pretty much innocent.
So again, you're about to hear this exchange go down. It's rather harsh, whether you like Savannah Smiles or not. You have to realize there's motivations here. What's the motivation for Benny Keys? He'll tell you to tie in Ernie Shell. Why? Ernie Shell just had his daughter on the platform. Now, I hate to say this, but I ain't gonna lie. Listen, I am not a perfect person, okay? I'm not. I'm honest to a fault. If I had a child, whether we were estranged or not, and that asshole had my daughter on the panel, I'd call him a pedophile too. So I do understand this motive. Listen, I am a drama channel. I am entertainment. Typically don't do shit like this. But I'm going to give Benny the pass on one to drag Ernie Shell into this. Can't Carl... Wait a minute. Didn't I hear a last name similar? Do you see how easy that was? I just fooled a Carl. Well, the old surname for Shell was She, and the old surname for She was Shay, and the old surname for Shay was Mark. And, well, see, Ernie Shell's middle name starts with a Mac, and so the old surname for... Do you get what I mean? Like, there you go. But to pull this poor woman's name. Now, who the fuck wants their name read on this panel? Who? A crazy person? Nobody? Who? They're calling everybody pedophiles. If you aren't sitting up here in this ring, you're a pedophile. Tiffany Marie is also very venomous to this lady who didn't have to come up. I would have told you to go fuck yourself. But again, I don't respond to this force. If you ask me nicely, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But if you don't got no fucking manners, stay the fuck away from me because I match energy. Okay? I match your fucking energy. So don't fucking don't sit there and bullshit to me. Cause I'm gonna fucking fuck with you right back. But if you're a normal human being, but she can't be a normal human being. I think she's proven it. You call everybody a pedophile, come on now. Now, Benny, like I said, I get this one. But to pull this woman, she happens to have a lot of kids, and she's just everywhere. Come on, man, that's bullshit. And you do have a grudge against her. Let's be real. Y'all don't let nothing go on this fucking platform. You could fucking say a crossword about me 9 months ago, and I'm gonna hold it against you for 3 fucking years. I mean, come on. I've seen that over and over again lately. Want to tout the Christian name. Does Benny Keith have forgiveness for anybody? No. Does he hold on to everything? Yes. Does he play the long game? Abso-fucking-lutely. And playing the long game means revenge is a dish best served cold. Real fucking cold. Ice cold. So, I mean, this is crazy.
And all this.
Pretty much.
She has
So what
nothing.
would be the
She
part
has
that would
nothing.
make her a
The
little
only
bit
thing
guilty?
she's guilty
I don't
of.
think you can speak on that, in all fairness, ma'am.
only
I don't
thing
think you can say who is innocent and who is not.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
want you to be really
enough.
careful
Fair
about how you
enough. You're
answer
right.
questions here, because I am not. I am not all the way on board with what I'm hearing. I just want to let you speak because I think it's important. I don't really like this. Like, I'm going to be straight up with you. You have ownership over this channel. You privated things. It bothers me. I do give you credit for
Fair enough.
speaking. You privated those things, so that worries me straight off. You know, you did not come forward about this until the pressing issue came up. Obviously, I'm glad you're here now, but I almost feel that,
Can I jump in real quick? I want to
sure
paint
thing.
a more long-term picture. So we saw how Susan Brewer, Lip Lock No More, got called in on subpoena for Jeremy Lin, right? He's a karate instructor that was, she's been called in on a couple of them now. So the long term that I see, and I don't want to be in blatant disagreements with anyone's opinion, but when you look at the long game of it, the long game, I would agree with the ideal of privating it. Now, I know people on the internet won't like that, but for criminal justice investigations, if materials are left out too long, like that, I believe that people can use them and spin narratives, whether they're detrimental.
Savannah's in chat, yeah.
Right. So I think that to envelope them and close them in could be more beneficial in the end. And why I say that is because if the Lip Lock No Mores of the world grab a hold to the information that's still available and they spin it in the wrong way, you could have some sort of turn of events that you don't necessarily like. I think that you really narrow down any dislikes on the criminal justice side of it by enveloping it, by encapsulating it.
Okay. So what you're saying, Benny, is this, right? You guys should have never went live and told everybody they're fucking pedophiles? Is that what you just said? Did you really just say that? So what are you doing? What are you continuing to do? If you already knew this going into this, what the fuck are you doing on this panel? Because this right here, what you're saying, is common sense. I'm sure everybody that was hate watching you was saying, did you really just say that? After everything? After every fucking slanderous lie you just told? You're just now saying this? Again, contradiction salad. That's what this live should be called. Every 5 minutes, they contradict everything they've done all live long. It's like, yeah, a contradiction salad.
That's what they would tell you probably to do, is go ahead and send it to us, make it private. Okay. You can't, because the issue is I don't know how it works there, but let's talk for Chris Hines. On the long game, that stuff is encapsulated. If we're to take MZ's word that none of that materials is ever going to be deleted, it's going to be saved for law enforcement, then people can't come here and spin a web to get Chris Hines out of trouble or in more trouble than he's actually in already. So that's where the social ethics and the moral ethics will come into clash, right? People that are here for entertainment value, they're going to want to see all the videos. However, people that are here for law enforcement and they actually want something to stick on, for instance, Chris Hines. Now, if Griffey makes it her way over here, she's subject to the same issues that Chris Hines would be potentially. So I'm not in disagreement, because I do understand your point of view, Tiffany. But while you were saying that, I was like, okay, I totally agree. But then I moved to the long game real quick, and I'm like, the long game would suggest that maybe something to solidify it is if MZ wanted to contact some sort of authority and offer them the
I'm
passcodes.
hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping that's exactly what she's going to do. The second she gets off this panel, she needs to contact law enforcement and report everything she's in possession of.
That would be to absolve you, right? Because
MZ.
being possession is 9/10 of the law. If you've been in possession of it and there are materials there that are against the law, it would be like being in secondhand possession of some sort of child materials that could get you in trouble. Now, ignorance isn't a defense in America. So if you're in possession and you have a willful knowledge of directly most things that are happening on that platform, it could put you complicit, potentially in a conspiracy type deal, right? So that could be having prior knowledge or post knowledge. So I think that one way that you really could, because Carl's not going to stop, and a lot of people here aren't going to stop, one way to maybe get in front of that is to report that in the way they're going to have you do it, you're going to report that to your local police. You'll take the devices there, show them the content, say that you have serious concerns, and that you want to bring it to them so that they don't come knocking on your door. If they come knocking on your door about it later, it's going to be problematic. So with that, they would probably have asked you to privatize these imageries, these videos, and then give them access to it, which would constitute like password, email, and the codes to get into the YouTube and the like. So I would. That's what I know. My attorney would urge me if I called him and said, "Hey man, I got this issue." He'd say, "You got to get in front of that, man. I can meet you down there. Let's get in front of it." So I would just. That's good advice. That's not trying to get you jammed up and I don't know your name. I don't know where you live, and no one else has to either if they don't already know. But I think that getting those materials, because there is domestic links to that. That's the issue. If it was all overseas and everyone had done what they could possibly do, I guess that would be another thing. However, it's a domestic issue on this continent now too. So there's 3 continents involved at the very least. 3 continents.
I absolutely agree with you, Benny.
That doesn't span any continents where children may or may not have been affected. So I would hate to see you, in light of trying to do something good for someone that you didn't know was bad yet, I would hate for you to get fucked off in that, MZ. I really would. So, yep, I would say you could do that. Now, if they find, and you can couple with Carl, and we get you hooked up with the detective over at Lee County in Virginia, and if they need informational stuff back and forth, now you're in the loop, and you can be the one to essentially state witness that, because you want.
Maybe it's just because I'm not familiar with the Chris Hines situation and how this has anything to do with the chip situation. Maybe that's why that's so confusing. But now, Benny, you haven't even talked to this detective yet. You've only talked to Crackhead Carl, who's telling you you're going to email with the detective. I don't know if there's been a phone call. I don't know anything. Just a screenshot of what you showed. Now you're telling this woman who you don't know, who hasn't even watched. So what is she supposed to call the police and say? Some fucking bozo the clown online. Guy that doesn't even have his kids, but tells parents how to raise their kids. This guy told me that this channel that I manage or own now, they might be grooming children, except there's no kids on this channel. There's no correspondence with kids in my email. What is she supposed to tell the police? What? Oh, hey, can you watch through all the videos in this channel? This lady may or may not be dead. I don't really know. But these are some weirdo ass videos. Like, what the fuck is she supposed to tell the police? You expect the police. Now, she hasn't even watched the videos. So she has no idea what's on them. The few things she said she did see were cringe. But she already had the mindset that they were grooming videos. Now, listen, they were cringe. But to me, you played a video that was weird. I want a junior under 16 group. Okay, she's establishing that she wants to set up something for kids. 2, the second video you played was them making up a bedtime story, which again, you gave it the pedophile angle. Then I went the other way and gave it the, okay, well, if it's a kid's channel and there's bedtime stories on it, it's fucking creepy and crazy. That's nightmare worthy. Okay, but let's spin it the other direction. Since we're just spinning it one way out of control, let's spin it the other way out of control. She was reading a bedtime story to a child. Okay? Subjective. You know, this is a joke. Tiffany Marie wants all the videos public. You want all the videos private. So which is it? Because I'm confused. What's this lady doing? Is she going with Tiffany Marie so Tiffany Marie stops being a bitch? Or is she going with you so you don't fucking terrorize her? Because we have ways of making sure that you went to law enforcement. Oh yeah? What are you going to do if I don't? I wouldn't. Are you kidding? What? For what? Show me something. Show me some evidence. You said you were trying to get Carl's message out there. What the fuck is Carl's message? You mean to tell me I have to sit through this 3-hour live where you call everybody a pedophile who doesn't agree with you, and then I gotta go watch Carl's video? It sounds like you're telling me, don't go here or you're a pedophile. Don't go here or you're a pedophile simp. Don't go over here because they have proclivities to pedophilia. Sorry, I had to. Don't go over here because they're pedophiles. Don't go over here because they're pedophile simps. But go ahead and go to Tiffany Marie. Oh, that's where we are. Of course, come to my channel. And of course, go to Carl's. And then Jenna's. Does that sound right? That's the 4 places people are allowed to go. And anyone else who, bombshell, who's decided to come in here, try to throw other pedophiles in the hat, in the big giant fucking pedophile hat, try to see what sticks. Well, if I say somebody's name and pedophile and they're just coming in live, they're gonna think this is legit. I see what you motherfuckers are doing. Again, I'll give you the pass on Ernie's show because he interviews your kid. Again, Jimbo really is a pedophile, so I call him a pedophile. Other than that, don't call people pedophiles that aren't pedophiles. Because what you're doing is actually taking away from the real victims that have been abused. People that have been raped by a pedophile. You just slap them in the face. Okay, you absolutely slap them in the face. So we're about done. Oh, I guess really not.
Want to be a state witness. That's what you
MZ,
want.
Yes.
sorry, Benny, to interrupt you.
No,
You need to call. You need to call your local law enforcement, your
I already
jurisdiction.
agreed with Benny. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that you. So you're going to do that when you get off of here, and
Yes, ma'am.
And they'll
are
make
you
an
going?
informational report, and if the preponderance is there, they'll forward that over to every applicable law enforcement agency.
Mhm. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, I think we got pretty much. I mean, that's what we needed to know. So we.
Can you tell me what video I should be for? Like, I had so many fucking questions. I would have told them, I'm sorry, which video specifically? Like, what do I need to watch? Which law enforcement agency? Okay, because if I go to my local law enforcement, but this lady lives in a different country, I mean, what the fuck are they gonna do? Wouldn't that be for the FBI? Like, I have questions. But this lady is legitimately beaten down, in my opinion. I'm putting that on there. That is my opinion. So what is she supposed to think or feel?
You don't even need to play any further because you were here and you came and answered this question. I mean, I don't think we even need to go over any more of that live. I appreciate that you came up here.
Can I ask just one more little baby question?
Yes.
In regards to Vanna, since she's pretty much.
She's in chat.
I worded it, I guess, the way I would speak.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I know of with Savannah is she was friends on the platform with Chip.
Okay.
She was very comfortable talking to Chip on the platform. That's all I know.
Very comfortable. She seemed very comfortable.
Yeah.
And that
friends.
would tie in Texas at that point, right? If
Mhm.
she had some sort of knowledge of something going on, That's why that information report with your local law enforcement agency is so pertinent, because this is a wide stretching thing. Like, we can connect a lot of people to this that we won't even talk about today, because it's all kind of shoestring, second and third person. But I saw Savannah on there, and my interest in that is because Savannah was involved in a situation with Ernie Shell, where she went
I
missing
don't know
allegedly.
anything about that.
Yeah, so I have a weird tie to Savannah already, and I'd like to know if she's involved. If she is, I'd like to get it turned over to her local law enforcement. She's not. Yeah, I know. We can focus on something else, someone else. But she's been there, right next to Chris Hines and all that. So
I don't think she has anything to do with juniors. No.
I don't think she did either. I think that she was new to the platform, and this is my opinion, maybe floating around and just.
She was new at coming up on platforms, if memory serves me correctly. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, you can ask her if she's in the chat. I don't know, but my take on it, she was new on the platform. She would jump up, and that's it. But as far as having anything to do with it, no.
Yeah, I know she's got a full house, and I know she's a pretty busy lady, and I just wanted to make sure, because if there was a tie to Savannah, well, now there's a direct tie to Ernie Shell, and that pulls in Tennessee, Kentucky. It makes it a way bigger thing if you pull in Ernie Shell.
Yeah.
So that's my look. Is it Savannah, but is there an arm to pull Ernie Shell into this? So
not to my knowledge, Benny.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Okay, is that it, Tiffany, Benny?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I have a wealth of knowledge, and it's just processing time now.
Then again, I apologize for everyone coming after you.
No, I didn't know. I'm glad you came forward and said it's okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, thank you, MZ, for coming forward also, because Jen has been taking a lot of heat in the last, I don't know, couple hours or so. And the other night I saw some things also. So I'm really glad that you came to us. That was really greatly appreciated that you came out to talk about this. But please get in contact with Carl, of course, and with Benny if you might want to correspond with him. I don't particularly feel like I would like to correspond with you. So I think definitely leave it up to them.
Okay.
I'm open to anything, MZ. Just let me know if you need anything.
I'm gonna let them take this from here because I don't want to be.
Thank you for your time, Tiffany.
Yeah, thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.
All right, Jenna, do you have anything you want to say?
I do.
Okay, I want to let you talk. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want Savannah to come up here?
Sure. If Benny, do you want Savannah to come up? I can add her. I have no problem with that. Can you get her the link, Jenna?
I don't know how. I don't talk to Savannah.
Benny, do you have a?
I used to have a number for Savannah. I haven't tried it in ages. Savannah, if your number is the same, I can text it to you now because I have your number. Remember?
Or if she could even email you, Benny, and you could send her the link also. Absolutely. Yeah.
And like standing behind.
Absolutely.
MZ, I'm hoping she would give everything to the police department and also give it to Carl, those who need it to give to authorities.
I agree.
I think that there's a whole bunch of other people that are involved in this than just those three.
We definitely have ways to ensure that Miss MZ will do the right thing. And not even ways, we have a way. That's if she doesn't want to do the right thing. And I believe she will. I believe she's on her way to doing it now. She doesn't. Well, we just got to check up and say, oh, hey, man, did MZ, da-da-da-da. Oh, she didn't. Well, this is what she might be in possession of. And I don't think that's, I think I was very upfront in explaining that you don't want.
So their whole issue is threats, right? They're hanging on to 11-month-old threat, but that was just the threat. So we have ways to blah, 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 MZ, blah, 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 blah. Bruh, pick one, up or down, up or down. You can't do both. It's bad for you. So what he just said was, oh, well, we have ways to make sure that MZ does. In fact, we have one way to make sure she doesn't want the cops knocking on her door. So you're going to rile up some police officers and send them. It's not like you have a clip of the fucking weirdo Chip saying that she grooms kids or she wants to do gross stuff with kids. You don't have that. You have rumor, you have speculation, and you have some fucking crackhead Carl, which I got some really weird videos of his. We're going to cover that at a later date. You have ways to make sure she complies with your demands. Fear, sensationalism, intimidation, It's the same. It's the same. If I haven't fucking drove this point home from this live, what these freaks do and what fear really is, that it's not real. It's a fucking illusion. Again, you are the majority. Remove yourself. Stop watching. Stop giving them the view. I guarantee 1 week, no one shows up for their lives. No one cares. They've already done. Look at me when I'm saying this. They've already done the worst thing to you. In fact, Benny Keys is like right now calling somebody a pedophile that laughed at him in a comment. Kiki's eyes. He's legitimately slandering this woman all over, making a whole live about her. One fucking comment that says Benny goes where the money goes. Do you know how much shit Kiki's eyes said to me? I ain't never fucking been mean to her. Let her have her voice. She has a channel. She could go live and talk all kinds of crazy shit on me. I don't know if she does, but if she does, hey, go for it. That's what people's channels are for, to say whatever the fuck you want to say. But you people have legitimately done the worst thing to somebody that you can do. Called them a pedophile. Everybody wants to stomp the lives out of pedophiles. Even other pedophiles want to stomp the lives out of other pedophiles. Okay? So, people, realize you are the majority. They've already done everything. They have expended every weapon they have. They've shot every bullet they have just now through this life. It's over. It cannot get any worse. Make them call the police on you. Make them call CPS on you. And then play them the recording of them calling the police on everybody. Okay? The person has to give you the caller. So, what I would spend your time doing, free advice. Look up your jurisdiction laws. If Benny or Tiffany or Jenna has your private information, go to your police department, say, hey, these people are pissed off at me. They're about to probably call God knows what. Say I'm a PDF file, all that. Let them know. And then shut them off. And when you do that, you won. You don't have to watch them. You don't have to see what they say about you. Trust me, I barely watch anybody say, because people be cutting me down. It's rough. And if I ingested every second of that shit, I'd believe it. But because I don't care what these weirdos say about me, I just unplug. It really is that simple. And I promise you'll be healthy and better off because of it. Think of this as an early Christmas present. If you want these people to stop doing what they're doing, stop hate watching. Stop tuning in. Stop clipping them. If you must clip them, designate one person out of 100. Set up a Discord. Stream it. Take their views. Take their subs. You're subbing to the channel to watch this, to get your daily fix. Go to rehab. Okay? Go watch animal videos. I promise you, the little animal shorts give you just as much, if not more, of a release than this. You just have to change your frequency. See, you're holding yourself down in this constant fear and turmoil and stress. Who are they going to go after next? They literally just went after everyone. They literally just said, if you don't agree with me right now, if you don't agree with me that Chip and Griffey and I don't want to just say random name, Chasing Truth, Paloma, who else? There's so many people they said, Ewok, the Jerks, all of them. If you don't agree with me that all of those people are, you know what? You are next. I will find you. I will expose you because you are a PDF file ring. Isn't that enough for you? It's done. It's over. They can't walk it back. So
want them come knocking on your door about this. You want to go to them about this. So I do believe MZ would do the right thing.
Right. I think she will too. I just think that the circle jerks, the jerks, whatever, they need to get themselves together and realize what
They sure do. Yeah.
And like standing behind
Absolutely.
is 100% correct and not just going off of the hate they have for certain people. So
they get really tied into their opinion, and you can really see how they just pull each other off track. That thing doesn't stay on the rails ever. In my opinion, what they did was make more problems for the people that were involved that they sort of white knighted for, metaphorically, right? Because that wasn't even a real white knighting. That was we think the world doesn't know who we are, and Ziggy will never tell. So we're gonna go ahead and stand in front of what has just been described by the owner of all of that content as child grooming internationally. Hooah.
Right.
So Savannah says that she's not able to come up at the moment.
Tell her I'll text her, and if she feels up to it, then she can go ahead and give me a call or give me an email. Again, Savannah, my email is benlindsey, Lindsey, 94@gmail.com. Go ahead and shoot me an email, and we get this thing ironed out.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in chat that says MZ would do the right thing, which I think she will.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure.
Someone in the chat,
I don't know.
The picture of Summer was not on Mystery Angels Jr. It was on the senior of the channels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
I didn't watch. I never really watched it until Carl put out that stuff, and then that's when I started doing diving and stuff like that.
Well, this was really productive, in my opinion. I feel like it needed to happen. I mean, I'm uncomfortable at the moment, obviously, but I think it's probably natural. I think a lot of people are, but I guess it's like a lot just to take in. And so I kind of just let Benny take over. He's better at handling this subject than I am.
Yeah.
I'm a bit sensitive to it, so just excuse me for I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I just think that anybody that will stand behind something like that,
I think, and then maybe, and this is the point where that stops, and going forward, it's more so I would like to see, a productive result out of that. I mean, and people ask why come here to do this. This is why.
Joyceland, Purple is not in deep with MZ. Okay, so please stop putting misinformation out there. He supports, yes, she does. Most definitely. We had no clue that MZ was a holder of that channel, so please stop putting misinformation out there.
This is definitely a fact-finding mission, and we don't want to cloud it at the end with anything like that.
Yeah, sure, I agree. Benny, do you want me to end it?
No,
do you want to end it right here?
I think that...
Okay. They've presented this as facts this entire time, right? This whole time. We're spreading Carl's message, which is a fact. He can prove it. When I stop recording this, I'm going to go find Carl's channel and watch and subject myself to that video. But now, 2 hours, 51 minutes, 45 seconds into the 2 hour, 59-minute live, we're on a fact-finding mission. You have just condemned 15 people to be PDF files and PDF file rings and PDF file supporters. Now, it's the little things. They give themselves away. Had I been spun out in this, oh, you're going to call me a pedophile. Fuck you, I don't care. I'd be tripping. But because I'm not, because I ain't in this shit, I'm like, okay, none of this still makes sense. I have watched this live 3 times, 2.5 times. So I catch more and more and more every time. It's the little things. But when you're spun out, you're not going to catch them. And that's the point of all of this.
Again, I think that this thing, it took a turn for the better, in my opinion.
For the better, I agree. I agree.
Yep. And
With
I
you
think that
all the way.
probably would be good to put a tourniquet on it, probably, and kind of.
They feel like they got a slam dunk because the lady who said, I haven't watched the video, I only watched Carl's video, I had no idea that channel even had content on it, just said, yeah, from what I saw, it looks like grooming. Okay, but she didn't see the videos. But she saw Carl's videos. But you feel like you got a victory. What? See, this is what I'm talking about. You should have quit while you were ahead. But you put this whole entire live to be fact because Carl is a fact finder. And then at the end, you say, oh, well, this is a fact finding mission.
Okay.
Keep the ends close together as we can. And if we need to add to it, this is my opinion. But Ms. Jenna, I do appreciate you coming forward like this, even after the kind of history that.
And Bombshell says, ignorance of the law is not a defense. Wow.
We've had, and I apologize to you again publicly for my sideways behavior.
No, I've done some messed up stuff too. I apologize as well. Yeah.
We can appreciate how our emotions get involved in the spectrum of twisting of ethics and things here. It makes it difficult sometimes, and I apologize for that.
Right.
And I want to thank also Jenna for you coming up here. I didn't know that you and Benny had dealings with one another till last before. Yeah. She's been around a long time also. And then let me see. So I know my mod shared these links already. Probably they got them. There's Jenna's channel. There's Purple's channel. Purple. Yes, and I think it's best to leave on that note. Benny's right. Even I'm having difficulty trusting the process, so you're not alone. All right.
Okay, let me tell you, if you are going to trust the process, first, you need to know what the fucking process is. So I'm going to end this here. All the source materials in the description. If you want to binge on something, fill your quest for knowledge, familiarize yourself with, some of the stuff I put in the description. I know I didn't do the recaps on these last two videos, but I don't want to regurgitate the same information over and over again because I'm not manipulating you. Take the time, learn, feel, grow. If you continuously keep in this hamster wheel of negativity, you're not doing yourself any favor. You're not living, you're not having an existence, you're not having new memories, you're sitting there waiting for your next fix like a junkie. And essentially that is exactly what you are. These people control the cortisol levels in your body, the adrenaline release in your body, just as a drug would. That's dangerous. Essentially, they control your brain. Important things in your body, physiological responses, they control all of that. So take your power back. Stop watching creators that cause the sensation. Okay? Now, if you're in a chat and you're laughing your ass off, that's a good place to be. If you're in a chat and you've got fear, you don't know if you're going to be doxxed if you ask a question because you wanted that sense of security and belonging and community. So you divulged all your personal information to these people, and now you're afraid. Take your power back, change your fucking screen name. It's not linked to your identity. Make a new email, start a new YouTube channel. It's that simple. And start over. But make sure you detox first. That's as easy as it is. If you're afraid on this platform, log the fuck off. I get that you think you have a family here, but if it's sub to creator and these are your creators, they've just called everyone a pedophile who disagrees with them. It will be you. They've done the worst they can do. They already called the law on people. They already called CPS on people. So what have you got to lose? Except your sanity, your dignity, and your critical thinking. Because it's all gone while you're being manipulated by these people. I hope you liked this. 4 parts. Let's talk true crime. These are I don't even know. These are my observations, being an outsider, watching this bullshit train wreck. But I will not stand by and let this happen. So I'm speaking out. Again, I will not be covering these ones. I will not be partaking in them getting views. I'm going to go over to give a brief synopsis of who the fuck these people are, their finest moments on YouTube. And ask yourself, why am I following these people? They can't even manage their own lives. Some of them don't even have their kids. So we're going to do a history lesson on who the fuck they are, familiarize myself with some of their bullshit, and then we're going to cover Carl's facts. I don't think they're of this reality. That's just my opinion. So I'll see you next time.